So now you've done the body of the cactus, hello. You're ready to do the soil. So you're just going to pop this little chap to one side for now. And you're going to be using your dark brown chunky yarn. Now, I attempted to film this a second ago using this yarn and it was nigh on impossible for you to actually see my stitches. So for my cactus, I'm going to have mustard yellow yarn because that way you can actually see what I'm doing. As a side note, this is my favorite shade of all time in the Cygnet Chunky range. This one is gold. If anyone is used to working with Cygnet yarns, this is the same shade as the double knit, which is called barley, and it's just the most perfect yellow, quite frankly. So I will pop a link below with the shade name of this one as well as the other two, but use brown. Don't be weird like me. I'm going to have one odd pot of soil. So using your brown yarn, you're going to work into a magic ring. Now, if you don't know how to do a magic ring, I do have a video for one. There should be a little information thing that has popped up there with a link to the video, or I'll leave a link in the description below. If you really detest the magic ring, you can substitute it out and chain 2 and do all your first load of single crochet stitches into the second chain from the hook. This bit of the soil will not be seen, so you don't need to worry too much if you're not a fan of the magic ring. I just personally use it for all my Amigurumi projects, so it's habit for me really. But that's just a note for if you did want to substitute it out. So into your magic ring, you're going to pop 6 single crochets. So you've got 6 single crochet. Now, if you'd like to use a stitch marker to mark the very first stitch of your row, you can pull the magic ring, not completely taut just yet, otherwise it will be nigh on impossible to get into that stitch. So just pull it a little bit closed for now. And then we're going to work 2 single crochet into each one of your 6 stitches. So we're going to increase in every stitch. So you're going to end up with 12 crochet stitches at the end. So I'm just going to take out my stitch marker. Straight into this stitch, I'm going to pop 2 single crochet. So that's 1, and I'm just going to mark that one so I don't lose it. I should clip this up really. So that's 1. Then you're going to put your second single crochet in the same stitch. So you've now got 2 single crochet. Now you can pull that tight. So you've got 1, 2, do the same all the way around. 2 single crochet in each stitch. So you'll have 12 single crochet. Now we're going to be doing 1 single crochet in one stitch, 2 in the next. So pop 1 single crochet into the next stitch and then mark that stitch so you don't lose it. And then increase, which is 2 single crochet in the same stitch, and you're going to do that all the way around. 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet, increase, all the way around, and you will have 18 stitches at the end. For the next round, you're going to do a single crochet, increase. So 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, increase, all the way around. And by the end of this round, you'll have 24 stitches. So pop 1 single crochet and mark it. And then another single crochet, so that's 2, then increase. One single crochet, the next single crochet, so that's 2, and then increase. Do that all the way around. Got a knot in my yarn, doesn't matter. For the next round, we're going to do 3 single crochets, then an increase. So pop in a single crochet, mark that first stitch. Don't be lazy like me either, and actually do up your stitch marker because it can come out really easily. I'm just being incredibly lazy. So you've got 1, 2, 3 over the next 3 stitches, then increase into the next. So single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, increase, 1, 2, 3, increase, all the way around, and you will have 30 stitches. For the next round, you're going to work into the back loops only. So just like we did for this chap, yep, he's still here, back loop only. And we're going to work 1 single crochet into every stitch around, so no increasing, just 1 single crochet in each stitch. So take out your stitch marker, you'll have 30 stitches at the end of this round. Into the back loop only, pop 1 single crochet into each single crochet all the way around. So you'll see you've formed a little ridge around the top. So now we're going to be decreasing. So you're going to do single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, then decrease over the next 2. So I'll show you how. So pop 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Don't forget to mark your first stitch. 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to decrease over the next 2 single crochet stitches. So I'll show you a very basic decrease. If you were doing a toy, I would advise doing an invisible decrease, but as this is just the soil and most of it, 99.9% of the time, is hidden within the pot, you don't need to worry too much because it's not seen. It's only seen if you smash the pot and you need to replant your little friend. So a very basic decrease is done like this. Pop your hook into the first stitch, yarn over, come through, and then into the next stitch, yarn over, come through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. It's a very basic decrease. So keep going around, 3 single crochets, then a decrease. I'll show you again. So 1, 2, 3, and then decreases go into the first stitch, into the second stitch, yarn over, pull through everything. So keep doing that all the way around, and you will have 24 stitches by the end of the round. For the next round, you're just going to pop 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. So you're going to have 24 stitches by the end of this round. Now we're going to pause here because now is a really good time to attach this chap to his soil. You can do it at the end if you want to. I just find it's nice and easy whilst you can still access before the holes get too small as you decrease all the way down. This is quite a nice point to stop and attach this little chap. So give yourself some slack here. So you've got a nice big long bit of slack here. Make sure your stitch marker's done up this time rather than being lazy like I've been. So leave a nice long loop. You'll soon see if this has come undone. If you want, you can pop another stitch marker in here. I'm just going to use a scrap of yarn. And tie it like a luggage tag, like that. That way, if this pulls, I can see and it still holds on to this stitch. Okay, so get this little chap, thread your needle, and I'll show you how to attach this to the soil. So this little fella, you want to sort of gauge how wide the opening is that you left. Sort of place him vaguely in the middle of the top of the soil platform. Then have a look and sort of see that it's round about this sort of area that you want to attach him to. Just so you've got a sort of visual guide. If your hole's a little bit narrow, it might be here. If it's a little bit wider, and you might be here. But you just kind of want to measure up where he sort of sits. Then we're going to attach him by just sewing to this base platform. And grabbing one of these bits. You're going to sew him to this base. Every now and again, just check to make sure he's in the right position. So I'm sort of holding him together how I want him to be sewn. I'm also tucking my stitches slightly in a bit so they won't be seen. You don't want big stitches pulling him down. I'm just sort of tucking them inside here, and I'm sometimes coming in a little bit further. Like so. So you go ahead, attach your little chap to the base. I'm coming back around to where I first started attaching. And make sure I'm kind of happy with his placement. Then you want to drop this through and into the soil base underneath. So you can see my little stitches holding him on. He's nice and firmly attached. If there's any bits where you feel you want to go back and reattach, so if you weren't happy with how one of these bits was looking, you wanted to sew that bit down, this is when you can make those adjustments. And then using your tail from the magic ring of your soil and your tail from your cactus, you can knot them inside. Do a few knots just so it's secure. Then your little chappy is attached to his soil. Let's trim these ends. A lot of ends going on here, so let me trim these. Let me take off this little scrap of yarn. This back on my hook, and we're ready to continue. So for this next round, it's going to be another decrease round. This time we're going to do 2 single crochets, then a decrease over the next 2 stitches. So it's 1 single crochet, pop your stitch marker back in. 2 single crochet, then decrease over the next 2 stitches. So keep doing that all the way around. 2 single crochet, decrease, and by the end of the round you will have 18 stitches. For your next round, you're going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch around, so 18 single crochet in total. And this is a lesson in why you should do up your stitch markers and not be lazy like me, because mine fell out. You may have noticed halfway through that round. Luckily, I was counting my stitches as I went. So I knew I had 18, but that is why don't be like me. Do up your stitch markers. Okay, next round. I've lost my stitch marker completely. Oh, there it is. It's in my lap. You're going to do 1 single crochet, decrease, 1 single crochet, decrease all the way around, and you will have 12 stitches by the end. So 1 single crochet, put the stitch marker in, do it up, decrease, 1 single crochet, decrease. All the way around, you'll have 12 stitches. For the next round, you're going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch. So you will have 12 stitches at the end of this row. Now you're going to pause at this point. Just like before, give yourself a bit of slack on this loop and bring back your stuffing. So now we're going to stuff the soil whilst the gap is still big enough to get your fingers in. Let's move this stitch marker. I might put the stitch marker in that loop there. Pull it tight. It's the same as before. I'm kind of shaping how I want the soil to be. I want it to be kind of flat-ish on the top. Let's go ahead and put a bit more in. You want to push it down. Don't stuff it all the way to the top just yet. Just getting the bulk of it in, because you want to make sure you're not overstuffing so it squishes in. So just give it a little test. Yep, it's fine. So you don't want to catch the stuffing with your crochet hook as you go around. So I've left a bit of a gap. Take this back out. Now we're going to be decreasing in every stitch around. So you're going to have 6 stitches. So we're just going to go ahead and decrease 6 times. Mind you don't catch your stuffing, so you kind of want to keep it squished down out of the way. So that's 1 decrease. Two decreases. It starts getting a bit tricky and tiny now. Oh. There goes my hook again. And I wasn't counting my stitches. So let's see how many I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got one more. Oh no, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, one more decrease to go. The dangers, once again, highlighted of not securing your stitch marker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now you've got 6. Cut yourself a reasonable tail. It doesn't need to be too long, just sort of a few inches. Pull that loop all the way through. And then you can finish stuffing. You may need to use the end of your crochet hook for this. Finish stuffing this little chap. So if the hole is too tight, use the blunt end of your crochet hook to shove it on in there. Pop a little bit more in. Then grab your large eye needle. Thread your tail onto it. And then you're going to do a running stitch around the outside loops of your stitches. So just the outside loops, just pick them up. And pull them tight, like so. And then come in, sort of weave in your end, because you want to tuck that one in, like that. And then you can just weave your ends in, hide them in and amongst your stitches. You really won't notice this if you're using the dark brown. You don't really notice with the yellow either. But then when you're happy, if you pull it a little bit tighter, snip the end, and then the end should spring back in. And your little cactus buddy is done. So now you grab his pot and squish him in. Squish him in by the soil. You can see I'm kind of shoving him in so the stuffing fills the pot. Give him a little squish and he's done. He won't come out. Happy in there. Tiny bit of stuffing on his face. But I hope you enjoyed making your little cactus buddy. He makes for quite a good pincushion if you feel so inclined. And as I said right at the very beginning, if you'd rather have a little crochet flower on his head, I shall show you in another video quickly how to do a tiny little crochet flower. Thanks for watching!